Yes, people, how are we doing? Hope all is good and welcome back to the channel. So, I'm going to get straight into it of what this is about. I got my head shaved. My hair is gone. The main reason being is my hair was going thin. And it was noticed a few years ago, like I was taking some videos in the gym and I literally just saw straight through my hair and you could see the dome, which was my head. And genetically, looking at my dad, he's bald, he has no hair. And my brother is receding and he's shaved his head. And they suit it. And I was always just like, I don't know whether I want to do that. I thought maybe I'd lack in confidence. I didn't know whether it would look good. And I've always toyed the idea with getting like a hair transplant. But then I started to look into it and I came across SMP, now it's scalp micropigmentation. Now what that is basically is all this is tattooed on. So basically my hair was thinning a lot at the front. So it was really thin here and really thin, just in the usual like male pattern baldness patches. So really thin at the back and the crown and really thin at the front. So had plenty of hair around here. And I guess it was giving off granddad vibes. So I'd always toyed with the idea of shaving my head anyway. And I thought, if I shave my head, is it just going to be like super bald here and then just have hair around the sides? Then I really will look like a granddad. And not getting any younger. And it was one of those things where I'm going to have to bite the bullet at some point. And I've known people to get hair transplants and they do look really good. But I have known people to have to go back like 2 or 3 times. And I just think, is there any point in that? Or do I just embrace the fact that, you know, let's shave the head? But I wanted to, I don't know, I've come across scalp micropigmentation. Obviously, I'm going to explain a little bit about what it is. So it's basically tattooing, but it's very intricate, it's very detailed, it's very specific. You don't just go to any tattoo artist, you go to someone who's like trained in this and they've really spent years specializing in this particular style because it is slightly different. The ink doesn't go as deep as it would on a normal tattoo. They don't go penetrate as many layers of skin. And it is very intricate and very fine and requires a crazy amount of focus. So basically what they do is, because my hair had receded a bit here in the corners and all this had basically gone pretty much, I'll put some pictures on here somewhere or overlay it or whatever of what it was like. So I can just show you pictures of when I was in the gym, I've been doing some bent over rows or something, or some dumbbell rows, whatever, and you can just see where I've been filming my content for the gym. And it's just not a good look. And I'll be honest, I tried things, I tried that like hair thickening spray. So you sort of spray that into your hair and it kind of like thickens the hair out and covers the scalp a little bit. And for my last bodybuilding competition, I actually did that and I used that in my show because I guess you could say I was sort of lacking confidence a little bit. And it just sort of knocked it a little bit because I didn't have a full head of it. I just didn't, you know, it just didn't look good. So I was doing things like that, you know, if we go out for like a nice meal, I'd use that spray and things like that. And I thought, it's not something I can keep up and I don't want to have to do something all the time to cover it when I can actually just do something about it. So scalp micropigmentation, like I said, it's a very fine, intricate, detailed tattoo with loads and loads and loads and loads of basically just tiny little dots tattooing into all the areas to give the look of basically a shaved head. Now this, I shaved my head like 2 days ago, so completely off. So this is like 2 days of it growing back through. And this is like the length that I like it. But if I literally took all of this off now, there would still be like the kind of shadow there from where the tattoo has been. So yeah, it was actually when in my last YouTube video, if you've seen it, the Mykonos vlog, it was while I was in Mykonos, I was actually looking to it. I sat by the pool and I was like, it's because my wife Lucy had taken some videos and pictures of me. We're on holiday, you know, like eating some good food and things like that. And the only thing that I was looking at was my hair, like, because the sunlight was like bouncing straight through it. And I was like, just really wasn't happy with it. So it was actually while I was on holiday, I did a lot of research on loads of different SMP artists and SMP specialists and, you know, kind of sort of read what they were about, looked at their work. And the one that I kept going back to was ScalpZilla. So I'm going to put his Instagram here, somewhere on here and show you all his work because it was absolutely amazing. So I was looking at all the testimonials and looking at all his work to see what he had done. And out of all the people that I'd looked at, he just came across as like the most professional. The befores and afters just looked amazing. yeah, so I literally just reached out and I was like, look, I absolutely love your work. I think it's time to bite the bullet. My hair's thinning and I want to go for the scalp micropigmentation and go for the shaved head look, because, and I will show you some before and afters in a moment of when I first went in there and he shaved my head and I was like, oh my God, it just made me realize how little hair there was there. And while I had hair, you kind of like comb it over a little bit or put some product in it and it wasn't too bad, I guess. But it was only a matter of time before I had to do it anyway. So I messaged him and reached out and booked in for an initial consultation. And what that consisted of basically was just going in, having a sit down, having a talk, seeing what he would think was best to do, because there are sort of like very different styles. Not everyone has the same thing, different hairlines, different sort of thickness and blending. There's like, if you go and get it done, you'll realize that it's not just the same thing for every person. And they also do, if somebody has had a hair transplant, but there's like little gaps, they can fill in those gaps. So it is absolutely amazing. And I can say now is like literally the best decision I've ever made. So happy with the outcome. So the process is go for initial consultation. That's when I talk you through what can be done and what they think was best, and talk through the pricing, etc. And he always leaves time after the consultation if you want to start straight away. So after chatting with him, I thought, you know what, just do it. So yeah, I had the first treatment. He literally shaves your head. And yeah, once my head was shaved, you could see there's literally like, there was so little here. So I couldn't, if I wanted to sort of rock this look now, I couldn't just by shaving my head, because it would just look super bald. I would look like a cue ball or a bowling ball or something. So yeah, they initially shave the head and then draw sort of the hairline on, and constantly sort of going back and forth to see if it's in the right position. And then we literally started straight away. So you get in the chair and he starts tattooing and away you go. And like I say, it's just very, very detailed, tiny little dots, just dot, 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 just slowly building it up. And like I said, I've had tattoos before. It's not as painful as getting a tattoo. If you think tattoos are painful, depending on where it is, it's just, yeah, just tiny little pinpricks in your head. So it's not bad at all. So the first sit-in was a couple of hours, sort of tattooing. So mainly did just like the hairline of where it's going to go, and then just basically covered the head of all where it's going to be, and then leave it 10 days. You go back again for a second sit-in, and in the second sit-in is where that's mainly all the work's done. So fill in all the gaps, fill in all the patches if there is any, just kind of thicken it. So it's kind of just like layering it up from the first session till the second session, and that was it. It's literally as simple as that. And the healing process is absolutely nothing like a tattoo. You don't, like when you get a tattoo, you get all the scabs fall off and things like that. It's nothing like that, because like I said, I don't penetrate through as many layers of skin on your head as they would for a tattoo. Because when you get a tattoo, like you can see the color, it's not like necessarily black, it goes like a little bit greeny, and obviously you don't want that doing to your head, so it is a different style. So like I said, you had the first sit-in, that's just getting the main coverage done. Second sit-in is filling it all in, and then I have yet to go back next month, because you leave it 10 days in between the two, and then go back a month later just for a review, see how it's healed up over time, see if it's faded at all, and then just if there's any touches up to do, then it will be done there. But it's literally as easy as that. It's so simple. And obviously I care about aesthetics. I go to the gym, I care about how it looks, why I go to the gym. I'm a bodybuilder. I like staying in really good shape. And that's also why I have my teeth done. If you've watched my YouTube, I've got a video on here of getting my teeth done in Turkey. That was 5 years ago. So yeah, I kind of care about aesthetics, and I was gutted that my hair was thinning, but this was definitely the best decision to just give me that confidence back, just give me that hairline. And the upkeep of this is so easy. I've got one of them school shavers every 4 days or something, just literally whip over my head. It takes like 2 minutes, so dead easy. But yeah, what I want to talk about is the healing process as well. So after the first session, just don't like fully like wash your head or anything like that for 3 days, or put anything on it. And after 3 days, you're absolutely fine. And then you literally just put like aloe vera gel on it or something, just to stop it drying out. So you have 10 days in between your first one and your second one. Do the same again after your second one. Just like, don't really vigorously wash it for 3 days. Use some aloe gel and it heals up super quick, super easy. And then you're all good to shave your head and rock this look. You know, drop me a comment to see how I've got on after the final sit-in, just for the check over. But yeah, honestly guys, it is so easy. Like I said, I've put on his Instagram, but in the description of this video, I'll put links to his Instagram as well, so you can see. As you can see, you've seen the before and afters, and the work is absolutely incredible. It was, yeah, one of the most just easiest processes ever. And for anyone out there that is, you know, has thinning hair or doesn't have any hair, like say if you're watching this and you are already bald, but you actually just want a hairline back and to create that shadow, then this is definitely for you. So go do your research. It's called Scalp Micropigmentation, SMP. And the person I used is ScalpZilla, and honestly, he's incredible, like super nice guy. And while you're in there, you're literally just laying in the chair. It's got Netflix, you've got YouTube, you can just sit, you can just chill, put whatever you want on. And it's a dead easy process. So like I say, the first sit-in was 2 hours, second sit-in was probably around 2.5 hours again, and that's it. And it's as easy as that. If you've got any questions whatsoever, it'd probably be easier. If you've got any questions, just like drop them in the comments. I'm more than happy to reply, answer any questions that you've got. Or if you head to my Instagram, which is linked to my YouTube, I've got a link on there. You can drop me a DM on Instagram, and I'm more than happy to answer any questions that you've got whatsoever. And also, if you do use ScalpZilla, and if you've watched this video, then let him know that you've come from me, Josh Blue, and you will get 10% off of your treatment, which is absolutely wicked. So the cost of the treatment is £1,600. So with 10% off, that's that 160, yeah, £1,440. So some people might think that's quite a lot. Some people think that's not a lot, but honestly, I think that is a very, very competitive price for the skill set and work that he does. Like, it really is good. I'll also put the location just on here somewhere, so you can see where he's based. But like I said, if you go on his Instagram, all the info's on there, the location of the clinic, all the before and afters, and you'll see mine on there as well. But yeah, just a quick overview and a wrap up of what I've had done to my hair. Let me know in the comments what you think, whether you think it suits me, whether you think it's a good look. But I think if you've if you've got a bit of facial hair going on and you've gone for the buzz cut, I think it's a sick look. So I appreciate you watching, guys. And like I said, any questions, drop them in the comments or head over to my Instagram and feel free to DM me. Appreciate you watching, guys. See you on the next video.